Today I'm going to be getting the Platinum Trophy in Ghostrunner. Ghostrunner is a game that's intrigued me since its release, and man, I wish I played it sooner. I think that's me done for the night. I'm not doing it. I'm done. I can't believe it took me so long to actually get stuck into this game. I describe Ghostrunner as a blend between Mirror's Edge and Doom, although having since gone back to Mirror's Edge, Ghostrunner is levels above for me. A true modernisation of a cult classic. I now can't wait for the sequel to be released, October 26th, and if this video does well, I'll definitely be covering it. The combat in Ghostrunner is akin to Hotline Miami, where you die in one hit, but so do the enemies. This makes for a very rewarding feel when you finally master a combat encounter. Yes! Okay, sweet. Now in the first few levels when I started, I was rubbish. Truly awful. But what I love is the progression and becoming better through each level is clear to see. There were many times early on where getting past a section within a level had moments like this. Lovely. Have it. I'm getting pretty used to this, to be fair, already. I'm assuming it's going to get harder, but... Spoke too soon. Yeah, trust me buddy, it's definitely going to get harder from there. In this video, I'm not going to be giving any story spoilers, but a quick overview is of course you play as the Ghostrunner, nicknamed Jack. Each level progresses you to reaching the top of this cyberpunk dystopian city, after starting from the absolute depths. A lot of the story is told through voiceovers in a similar way to the game Firewatch, which to this day holds one of my all-time favourite gaming experiences, and that works particularly well in pushing the narrative along whilst maintaining fast, fluid gameplay. Anyway, so I completed the first level with a modest 54 deaths. We'll be coming back to this level later for a trophy for completing a no-death run, but for now, let's actually start earning some trophies. Who would have thought? Pretty early on where you learn your first of 4 key abilities, I earn a trophy, I call it luck, for blocking 5 projectiles in a row with your sword. Now I don't actually think I earned this trophy how it was intended to be earned, but hey, I'm not going to turn it down. The first trophy most people will earn is Long Runner, for running 42 kilometers. And although in other games this would be a long distance, with the trial and error gameplay and fast-paced running, this is likely to come early on naturally. And in fact, this was my second trophy. Using the blink ability allows you to teleport forwards similar to in an arcade game. And this is where I earned the trophy Can't Run, Can't Hide, for killing an enemy whilst they have a shield equipped. This was of course by using that ability. And then at the end of the 5th level, after completing some cyberspace puzzles, I obtain a story-related trophy for helping civilians in Sector 5, as requested by the character Zoe, who is one of the last surviving rebels in this dystopian universe. The levels progressively do get harder as you're introduced to new enemy types. One of the ones I found tricky at first but got pretty used to quickly were these guys with a shield. But a testament to how brilliantly designed this game is the same can be said for all enemy types, as you eventually learn how to defeat them all with ease. Every few levels takes you to the Cyber Void, which teaches you a new skill, and there are a few trophies tied to this. Some we earn naturally, playing through the story, and there's a couple to obtain and clean up. Here for example, we learn Tempest, which almost acts as like a force push, and this was one of my favourite abilities throughout the game. Later on in level 8 we have the first boss type stage, and this is a big computer system nicknamed Tom. I really enjoyed the challenge of this boss, and it was unlike a lot of bosses I've experienced in the past in different games. It fit the theme of the game really well, and after defeating it, I earned the trophy, Out of Order, for decommissioning Tom. About 20 minutes later, the trophies started to come through a bit quicker. Home Runner was for killing an enemy with a projectile reflected by my favourite ability, Tempest. And then the beginning of level 10 introduces you to a new enemy type called Wardens. These are ninja type enemies, and to kill them, you need to actually block an attack and then strike them. Here I just need to block his attack 5 times in a row for Hit Me If You Can. 3, 4, okay. Hit me if you can. Block Warden's attack 5 times in a row. The trophy Wall Runner is naturally achieved by killing 74 enemies right after jumping on a wall. And that is mostly what you do in this game, so everyone will be earning this whilst playing through the main story. After obtaining those trophies, I found myself on level 12, which brings us to another boss, and this time we're fighting Hell, which is actually the character in this game's DLC. For reference, the DLC is called Project Hell. Supposedly they're another Ghostrunner, and the fight is similar to the ninjas encountered earlier, with a few extra tricks up their sleeves. When you finally defeat them, you end up pulling off this awesome combo, and it's a really satisfying enemy to defeat. Yes! Back to Hell! Start for defeating Hell, defeat Hell. Oh, Jesus. I obtain another trophy for using my favourite ability once again. And then after unlocking my 4th and final ability, Overlord, in level 14, I obtained the trophy, Perfection.
Perfect. Everything.
Next up is a section just after unlocking the 4th ability, which I found a bit tricky and it did take me a few goes at. However, in the process of trial and error, I got 2 trophies. One was for killing 1000 enemies, and this was followed by a trophy for basically using the Overlord ability to kill 4 enemies. And as long as you use this ability a couple times, you'll get this trophy no problems. There's a trophy in the game for killing 10 enemies in a row without using sensory boost. This is sort of like the dash mechanic that you constantly use throughout the game. Luckily, in level 15, there's an easy spot to get this. And I remember seeing this spot when looking at the trophy list, so this was an easy place to get this trophy. Okay, so if I go around here, and then I grab this, and then throw it at all of these. Upgrades not mandatory. Kill 10 enemies in a row without using a sensory boost. Also, this really brings us close to the end of the game. But before we finish, there's a couple more miscellaneous trophies to get. AAA is for killing 3 enemies with a single use of Blink, the first ability I unlocked. And a minute later, I got the trophy, Why Not Both, for using 2 different special abilities within 10 seconds. Now the reason I got this is because this section again was quite tricky, and I ended up having to restart the checkpoint a few times, which meant I was able to earn this naturally. There's 4 trophies related to collectibles in this game, and throughout the game I'd been following a guide to make sure I didn't miss any. Whilst I didn't earn these trophies back to back, I did earn 2 in a row for completing the sword collection and collecting all audio logs. Another tricky section enabled me to pick up 2 trophies. Oh, what did we get? Strike. Kill 3 enemies at once with a falling drone. We're getting all the miscellaneous trophies at the moment. What we got there? Kill 5 enemies within 10 seconds using just your sword. I didn't even use my sword. That seems a bit dodgy. Moving back to collectibles, collecting the last collectible in the game popped 2 trophies. Okay, so the last collectible should be here. We go up this bit, and we should get a trophy. One Man's Trash collectible story items. Do we get another one as well? Junk Runner. Collect every single collectible item in the game. The way upgrades in this game work is similar to a Tetris management system, and by fully filling every single spot and maxing out my upgrades, I earned another trophy. That leaves us with only 2 final story related trophies. One is for defeating the final boss in the game, who is seen in the intro and in the trailers of the game. Honestly though, this boss fight was a little underwhelming. It still had its challenges, but I found it a little boring in comparison to the others. Please stop saying the same thing over and over, Mara. Okay, last phase. We get her over here. That's it. Come on. Artificial selection. I assume that's defeat the Keymaster, defeat Mara. And then no story spoilers, but there's this really challenging but awesome Cyber Void section before the credits roll and the trophy finish line is obtained.
The Ghostrunner.
Awesome. I'm so excited for the second game now. Let's clean it up. So as you can tell, there's only 9 trophies left to get after beating the campaign, and most of the trophies can be done quite quickly, bar a couple which we'll finish off with. One that can be tricky but is very quick to repeat over and over again is Running Wild, for using dash, wall run, slide and gap jammer within 1 second. Next I was running through a previous level making sure to kill enemies by reflecting projectiles. Sword to a gunfight. Kill 30 enemies with projectiles reflected using your sword. I didn't really use the reflecting during the main game, which is why I've had to do it after. So if you're going for this, try to use that whilst playing the game. If not, it doesn't really matter too much. It doesn't take too long. There are these enemy types called sluggers, and all I had to do was blink kill 1 more whilst it was jumping at me. Okay. Surge is this ability I haven't touched much, but it's basically this blade swipe that can kill multiple enemies at once. I tried to get this earlier on, but obviously this was the time I actually got it. Okay, so jump on here, boost here a couple times, and then I just need to line them up. That should be good. Wave of Mutilation. Kill 3 enemies with a single use of Surge. I've killed 5, so bit overkill. After getting another miscellaneous trophy for killing an enemy type in a special way. Okay, I finally waited for it to charge up. So if I Surge, we've got range and everything as well. Preemptive strike. So that guy is a splitter, and I just need to kill him before he manages to split himself. I had to reach this sniper and essentially kill him without using my sword. So instead, I used the Tempest ability to finish him off. This brings us on to the last 2 trophies for this pretty straightforward, yet extremely enjoyable platinum that anyone can get. I have to kill 23 enemies in a row without dying, and complete a level without dying. Now the easiest way to do this is by replaying the first level twice without dying, as this totals to 24 enemies. However, on my second run of the level, and within touching distance of the platinum, disaster strikes.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Luckily, it didn't take me too long to get back into that same position, this time avoiding any silly mistakes, and then this happened. More than human, finally! 23 in a row, let's go. Now we can just kill this last enemy and we have got the platinum. Let's go do it. So, all I have to do is hit this button, and hopefully that should be it. R is for running, for beating a level without dying, and GR project complete, platinum in Ghostrunner. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, join my Discord server link down below, and click on screen for another video by me.